Hello, sunshine. It's me, Dr. Stacy N.C. Grant. I'm so glad that you've been able to tune in and join me tonight. This is a live broadcast, and I'm just excited to share this moment in time with you. But before I do anything else, I want to start with the way I start everything, giving God all the honor and praise that I'm here, that I'm on planet Earth, that I'm this way above ground. Just really grateful for the opportunity to breathe in and exhale out all the unwanted and invite in all the blessings. See, today is a very special day, and this is a live Destiny Designers University experience. But this one, I wanted it to be a little bit different. I wanted to have a one-on-one conversation with you. For those of you who were willing to open up your hearts and lend me your ears just for a few moments so that we could share this very special day with me. So why is this day special? Well, some of you are meeting me for the first time. You've come across this recording and this opportunity and you said, let me see what this is about. Some of you might be seeing it on different platforms and social media, but I'll tell you a little bit about me later. But why today is so important is that 20 years ago on June 16th, 1995, I graduated from the Workshop in Business Opportunities, WIBO. Some of you might know it, WIBO.org, WIBO.org. And back then, it was this little secret that only a few people knew about, where those who wanted to be entrepreneurs would enroll in this program and really only pay the price of a workbook to learn all the ins and outs of business, to learn what it is to really say that you want to go out there in the world and declare and decree that you want to be an entrepreneur. So it was an amazing opportunity to learn about marketing, to learn about pricing, to learn about what kind of individuals needed to really be in place on my team to succeed, working with other like-minded individuals about this excitement of building your business. And on that day, I graduated from El Barrio in New York, and that was the big graduation that all of these different pockets and classes came together from across the New York City area and said to the world, I am an entrepreneur. We hung up our shingles, we shared our story, and we were armed and dangerous, ready to take on the world. Well, if it was that easy for us as entrepreneurs to just hang up a shingle and succeed, the whole world would be full of entrepreneurs. But the truth of the matter is that day was just the first step in a long, exciting, and interesting journey. And when I looked up this year and I said, wow, 2015, it just seems like this year is a year of completion, that things are coming together. I don't know where you are in your life, and I don't know what things you've worked on or what's important to you, but there was just something about the beginning of 2015 that was stirring up this excitement that everything that we've been sowing, everything that we've been working on, everything that we've been committed to is something that is coming to fruition this year. And it didn't hit me until almost halfway through the second quarter that this was actually the 20th year of declaring to the world that I was going to live my dream of being an entrepreneur. Well, as the story would go, it wasn't that simple after that graduation, that date that I use as my anniversary, because, oh, I forgot to mention, they happened to vote me the class speaker. I wonder why. And I was able to address the entire audience and talk about what we learned in that course. But one of the things that you learn in classes and in programs, and some of the ones that I even do, are the mechanics, are the ways and the shortcuts and the learning curves that can help you succeed no matter where you are in life. Whether it's going to high school, college, graduate school, whether it's becoming an entrepreneur, whether it's going to a real estate class, whether it's learning how to speak another language. It all requires some work. There's some systems in place that'll help you succeed. But what's not always written down are all the unexpected highs and lows of pursuing your dream. When you think about your goals and your dreams, when you think about the things that you want to do, imagine if you had the latitude and the luxury of just exploring them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That would be nice. And it takes some time For most folks, unless you're an overachiever and you just happen to have it all line up for you right away and you can do it, but for the rest of us mere mortals, it takes some time to really put in place and put in position the goals and dreams that we're really seeking. And here's what I know for sure, that God has already given us what we need. He's empowered us. He's equipped us to live out our dreams and our goals, to walk in our divine destiny. But sometimes we get in our own way. And I was guilty of that. See, June 16, 1995, I was just wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. I was just excited about declaring that I was going into business. I was telling everyone that I had started my own company, and I was just a few years out of college, but I knew that while I was working in corporate America, that wasn't it for me. There was just something just itching. Like, you know, sometimes you get a little itch or there's something in your gut just like, this is not for me. I don't knock anybody that chooses that path because we all have our assignments. But for me, I just felt uncomfortable every day when I was showing up and I was clocking in and people were trying to quantify my worth, my value by what it was that they paid me. And I told my mom, I said, you know, I'm not going to last in the corporate world too long. And I did both private and public sector. I said, this is just not for me. There's more. There were things I needed to learn. There were people I needed to meet. There were skill sets that I needed to master. But at the end of the day, I wanted to take that and I wanted to live full. And I wish I had a little cliff note, as you would say in college, where you get the shortcut to the story. I wish there were some cliff notes that showed me all the things that would and could go wrong on this journey. But the good news is that when we actually step out, when we actually take a chance, when we actually test what God has given us, amazing things can happen. See, June 16, 1995, it was the beginning of something new. It was the beginning of a journey. It was the beginning of a process that was going to mold me into the person that I am today. But before I continue about the journey, today I want to celebrate all of you that are on your journey. What is it that you've started? What is it that you can celebrate at this point? We are winding down the second quarter of this year. We're moving into the last 2 quarters. Some of you may have started the year on a high. Maybe you got on a high in the middle of the second quarter, or maybe you're still going up the hill, you know, like that little engine that could, just moving on up. Slow and steady wins the race, they say. And maybe you've been like me. You've been building over a period of time, and somewhere along the line you start to question, is this really for me? Should I really be doing this? Is this the right time? Am I good enough? Will they really respect me? Will they want what I have? Are they really going to buy my products? Can I really write my story? Can I really share with the world what I have? And I want to know what you're building, what you're doing, how you are impacting the world. See, this journey that took me to June 16th, 2015 has ended up pretty nice with the founding of Destiny Designers University. This is our classroom without borders where we graduate to the next best version of ourselves. But in order to graduate to the next best version of ourselves, we have to go through some things. So I'm on a mission now to take the years, the journey, the process, and now put it in this university where I can invite other people to share their story, to share what their divine calling is, to share with the world what only they have been equipped to do. Because each of us get one unique thumbprint. There's only one of you. There are no carbon copies. They haven't been able to clone successfully for years because there can only be one you. And you have been given something. You have been given a gift. You have been given a skill. You have been given a talent. You have been given some really amazing skill sets to share with the world. And they all don't have to be the cure for cancer. They all don't have to end up in the White House. They all don't have to end up owning a TV show or starting a network. It can be something that you have done and created in your own space that can impact somebody else's life. See, this Destiny Designers University, this community of individuals looking to really graduate to that next best version of themselves are cut from the same cloth. If you're tuned in, If you're listening, whether for curiosity or because you're a part of my tribe, you're a part of those who say, Stacy, look, I didn't get it right the first time. Maybe not the second time or the third, fourth, or fifth time, but I'm still here. I'm still standing. Then I'm here to serve you. If you're that person that's saying, I need something different. I can't keep going like this, because if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always gotten. Somebody very wise once said that. But those who know that they can step, just like Martin Luther King Jr. said, is faith is taking that first step, even if we don't see the staircase. Because after all, what other options are there but to live life full? You know, as I speak to you right now, tomorrow, a friend is going to be eulogized and laid to rest. And I think about how he lived his life full. And I want to honor him as I'm doing this broadcast, Dr. Charles Phillips. He was just an amazing, not only speaker and pastor and person, but someone who felt deep down in his soul, someone who shared his messages with candor and humor, someone who knew that it was his job, his responsibility to get his message out, to share his story, to let others know that there was hope, that there was opportunity, that they could soar like eagles. He loved to talk about eagles. He loved to talk about the patterns of eagles and how you're soaring with eagles. You can't hang around with the pigeons. That if you stay focused, that you really can believe you can fly, that you can do all the wonderful things that God has intended for you. And as I think about him, and I think about the smile, and I think about the encouragement, and I think about the friendship that he gave to so many people, that hundreds and close to thousands will be gathering to pay respects to him tomorrow. One of the things that I love the most about the legacy that he's left is that while he was busy changing the world, while he was using his voice for good, while he was creating programs and products to help other people, he shared his life with a beautiful spouse, someone that he loved and adored and he cherished and he partnered with and he worked with to deliver to the world something great and good. And as I think about him, that example of relationship is something that's so important. So to his wife, Dr. Cheryl Phillips, who probably will not see this broadcast for a while, it's just wonderful to know that even in his last hour, even in his last moments, their relationship sent him home to glory. That she sung some of his favorite songs until he just relaxed. And while his voice in the physical drifted away, the voice of his wife spiritually lifted it up. Wow. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine that moment when all family was around him and they were praying for him and they were telling him how much they loved him and just sharing those last moments on this earth, surrounded by everyone that was able to be there, that loved him so. It made me think about mortality. The fact that that was a gift, that he was sent off in love. How many get the chance to really live full so they can die empty? How many people really get the chance to be surrounded with love, surrounded with individuals that care about them and know that they put it all on the table? There are no regrets. You know, I heard a story about an author who shared how at the end of days, you don't want your talents, your gifts, just looking at you, circling around you, saying, we were here. You know, we were that business you wanted to start. We were that nonprofit that would have saved the lives of kids. We were that product that if it had just gotten in the hands of the right people, millions of lives could have been saved. If you had just paused and reached out and touched me, I could have been that catalyst for that relationship you were seeking. You don't want to get to the end of time and have everything that God already equipped you with, hands folded, and now we have to go with you because you never used us. You never used us. You never decided to just step out on faith and make it happen. Now, will it be easy? Absolutely not. Do you think over these last 20 years it's been an all uphill rosy battle? Absolutely not. But when I think about someone like Dr. Phillips, when I think about the fact that there were no regrets, I want to live my life like that. I want to know that when my time is up, when I take my last breath, that I've done everything that I could, that I've stayed in God's will for my life, that I've used my voice, that I've used my platform to serve you. That's what Destiny Designers University is about. And we're going to do these live experiences and about 3 more for the rest of the year. The next one is August 18th. That one, I'm going to have a full audience. You'll be able to attend. And I'll have some special people that we'll be interviewing on the platform who are walking in their divine destiny, who understand the importance and the urgency of now. That's right, now. That you want to dig your heels in, stake your claim, and take from life what you know is rightfully yours. No more waiting for it to be perfect. No more waiting for the right amount of money to show up in your bank account. No more waiting for the perfect relationship. No more waiting for the right business partner. No more waiting. The urgency of now. See, no one would have told me that we would have to say bye to a dear friend tomorrow, because as far as I knew, we would be 100 years old, or maybe at least 70-something, still telling the story, still inspiring others to live their life. Tomorrow is not promised. So I could have waited. I could have waited for a few more things to be perfect all along these 20 years, but I kept moving. Wrong, right, whichever way it came, I'm still going. I'm still pushing. It will figure itself out. My dear friend and mentor Les Brown talks about jumping and growing your wings on the way down. Well, honey, these wings are still going. I am still moving. I'm excited about what's happening now. I'm excited about 2015 because there's some of you that I am going to be able to serve. That Destiny Designers University is going to be able to create winners. Destiny Designers University is going to be able to create a community of achievers that's not worried about the status quo, that's not worried about what other people have to say. We don't have time for that because we're focused on what we've been called to do. I especially am excited about a very special group that I'm working with for 2015, my Destiny Designers Mastermind. And I want to just shout out a couple of them tonight because they're doing amazing work. Wait till you hear about Denise Dickerson, who has started this amazing company, Be Well, Be Swell. And this is all from her going through life and the unexpected happened. Aging parents and not knowing how to deal with proper care and advocating on their behalf, and being a single child and having to figure out, how do I navigate these waters and really stand for what my parents need? And she started talking to other people and she started sharing her story. And some weren't single, only children. They were only children who felt like only children. I mean, I'm getting all confused there, but they were not only children. They were full of 5, 6, 2 siblings, but they felt like an only child dealing with similar situations. And because she didn't keep it to herself, because sometimes we go through life and we're ashamed. We don't want other people to know that we're struggling. We don't want people to know that we've had a challenge. She didn't do that. Denise had the courage to say, no, I'm going to document what I've done. I'm going to document this process. I'm going to be able to really help somebody else not have to go through what I went through, not have to feel so lost, not have to feel so frustrated when dealing with healthcare providers and insurance and really advocating for the care of her parents. Started out with a blog. She's getting ready to develop some products that we're working on that she'll be able to give other people to help them succeed. Those are the kinds of individuals that I want to work with. That something is bubbling, you started it, and you just need a little help. You just need a little assistance. You just need me cheering you down the finish line. You just need me in your corner with the team of people that I work with to get you to the other side. When I think about Diane Antley, when I think about the fact that here's a woman that could have just given up on life, living what she thought was picture perfect, wonderful marriage, house, great jobs, and then something shifted in a relationship. And the next thing she knew, she was filing for a divorce. The next thing she knew, she lost everything. She had to file for bankruptcy, something that, most people try to keep to themselves because it just feels so overwhelming, like, oh my goodness, I failed. No, she didn't fail. She fought through. She fought through the challenge. She fought through, and she was able to step back out and be a conqueror. She wants to share that story. She's developing a platform and products and programs because there's somebody out there going through the same thing. And because she is liberating herself from what has happened, she's going to liberate others. When I think about the fact that this past week I was at the United Nations, there was an amazing conference talking about trends in technology, what's going on in the whole world. See, this is not just in the United States of America or in the Caribbean or in Europe. We're in a global world. Some of you might even be watching me from across the planet. That's the power in technology. But what stuck with me is that due to technology, some women who can't do what I'm doing, who can't own their own business, who can't talk about reading and learning and having an education, they can sneak on a smartphone. They can get on a computer and they can log in when the lights are dim, when no one's looking, and they can just peek into what's possible for them. They can peek into and see that some of us are holding the space for them so that when they are successfully able to articulate their thoughts and ideas, that we have our arms open to embrace them. See, I don't take the freedoms that I have in this country for granted. Very easy to do. But because of people like Diane and Denise, because of those that I'm working with, their voices as women, their work that they're doing is actually going to save and impact lives. When I think about Taj Williams, who is so passionate about children and helping young children make better choices and better decisions. Can we look at the world? Can we turn on the news? Can we see every day that some of our young people are not making good choices and good decisions? But she's determined to figure out a way forward, to really help and work with others who are invested in the success of our future. I'm so excited about what we're going to build, how I'm going to be able to assist her to get to those dreams. When I think about Akia Brooke, you know, just someone who has a passion and an excitement around helping business entrepreneurs, about marketing and designing and all the techniques, things that she's bringing. These are the kind of people that keep me going, that I get to pour into, that I get to share all of the successes, all of the trials, all of the round the corner lessons that I've learned so that they can shorten their learning curve, that they can put their stake in their ground, so they can really graduate to the next best version of themselves. That's what life is about. Being able to articulate your story, being able to share your gifts, being able to spend it with those you care about and that you love. Now, will all of this be easy? Absolutely not. Hello. If it were easy, all of us on the planet Earth would be skinny, rich, and famous. How about it? But the reality is that we have to go through life. It's just it. Because everything you go through, it makes you stronger. I guarantee you, everything that I've learned, everything that I've gone through, everything that I've experienced, good, bad, and indifferent, have made me more determined, have made me more focused, have made me more grateful, and have made me stronger to be able to serve those who are my assignment. So this live experience tonight was a conversation for me to celebrate with you. 20 years. 20 years of figuring this thing called life out. 20 years of saying, Big G, as I call him, do we have to go through all of this? Can I get the cliff notes or the cheat notes? Do I really, really have to experience all of this? But now I know why. Because I wouldn't be able to serve you full. I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing now had I not authentically experienced the space and the place that so many I work with have gone through. If I had not been open and willing to be coachable, to learn, to surround myself with examples of success. It's a blessing to be able to work with the people that I work with. It's a blessing to have the people on my team that I have. I don't take any of it for granted because I don't get it twisted. It's not about Dr. Stacy N.C. Grant being so fabulous. No, it's about what I use, how I grow, how I pour in to those who are around me, how I leave a legacy of entrepreneurs and leaders who want to change the world. I'm so inspired inspired right now. I can't even tell you. Well, maybe you can tell that I'm getting a little excited. But these 20 years, oh, the best is yet to come. I started out, like many of you, with a dream or a goal. And I was still working in corporate America. I was still figuring it out. And then one day, I took the ultimate step and said, you know, sink or swim, I'm going to run this full time. And I was blessed to have a supportive family, to have a supportive husband, and extended family and parents who were like, go for it. We believe in you. And because of that, today, I can be here with you. Today, we can have this conversation. Today, I know that those of you who are a part of my assignment will be served full. Those of you who I am excited to interact with will have a different experience in 2015 because I didn't run away from my dreams, but I moved right on track. So I want to share with you tonight the importance of living your dream. Had I stopped when it got rough, had I stopped when the contracts didn't come in, had I stopped when friends said, that doesn't make any sense. There are other people doing that. You're not going to make any money. Had I stopped when the balance of life and children and family were becoming so heavy, had I stopped when other people turned their noses up at me and, well, we don't know who you are. Had I stopped when emails weren't returned, had I stopped when phone calls were made and never acknowledged, I wouldn't be able to stand today with you in this space, knowing that my impact is global. Getting an email from South Africa from a woman who heard my presentation, followed my work, and said that I, little old me, had changed her life, had inspired her to dream again, that gave her hope for what she could do. Me? The same girl who wasn't quite sure if I was good enough? The same girl who didn't have all of the connections or pedigree to go certain places? Me? To get a phone call in my office from Israel, from a young man suffering with Crohn's, who heard me on one of the calls that I do with my mentor, Les Brown, and to listen to a message I shared a few weeks in a row and to tell me that that literally gave him life, that it made him feel that Crohn's was not going to have him, that he had it, that he still wanted to tell his story, that he was still going to get his information out in the world. To have the teens that I work with write an evaluation for me and say, you changed my life. No one ever told me I was beautiful or valuable. To think, had I stopped, I wouldn't have gotten a random phone call about 8 weeks ago from someone who purchased one of my CDs and said, I was cleaning up and I've been struggling. I've been in a really deep depression. And I came across your CD and I popped it in. And after listening to it, it brought life back into me. I said, wow, I didn't even remember who he was. I don't remember what event he purchased the product from, but he was there. And because I didn't say no, because I didn't stop, his life was changed. I don't tell you this to impress you, but what I tell you this is to impress upon you. Life is precious. We were going to do this live experience in a public audience, in a public space, and certain things happened and didn't line up. And I said, it's fine. I'm still going to talk to my friends. I'm still going to talk to those who are depending on me to keep moving forward, who are depending on me to continue to enrich the programming that we're going to be giving in Destiny Designers University. I'm going to continue moving for my Denise, my Diane, my Ikea, my Taj, and the host of others who work with me. because tomorrow is not promised. But right now is our opportunity to just put one foot in front of the other and keep moving. No, it's not going to be easy. If somebody told you that, forget about it. It's not. You're going to have disappointments. You're going to have challenges, but it's okay. You can do this. You can do this thing called life. You can put your stake in the ground and let the world know that you're here. I'm excited because some of us are going to have a great time together. And whether or not you stay connected, it's fine because we've had this time in this moment that you've opened up your heart and you've lent me your ears. But what I want you to do is do me a favor. I want you to comment on this video. I want you to just share your thoughts. What are you really working on? What are you growing towards? What in 2015 are you going to accomplish? I would love to know about that. I want you to join my community on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com and put in Destiny Designers with an S, community. You'll pop right in. Our team will let you in. We'll definitely let everybody in today. If you go there now, Destiny Designers community, we'll put a replay of this session in there so that we can just stay connected. You can also follow on Destiny Design U. That's Destiny Design, D-E-S-I-G-N, and the letter U. On Twitter, on Instagram. You can find us on LinkedIn. We're everywhere. I have an awesome team that's revamping all of what we have. We have a brand new website that'll be coming out. We have new products and programs. But all of that means nothing if I can't serve you and help you win in 2015. So the next Destiny Designers Live event will be August 18th. Once again, listen out for the information. Connect with us so you'll see what's happening. Be totally prepared to meet some of the incredible people that I'm working with in 2015 to see what they're going to deliver to the world. That's what gets me excited. Helping other people leave their legacy. That's what Destiny Designers University is all about. It's a classroom without borders. So when class is in session, we're going to learn, we're going to grow, we're going to play full out. And I'm going to close with one of my favorite quotes from my dear friend and mentor, Susan Taylor. Years ago, she used to write for Essence Magazine. She's the editor-in-chief emeritus. And she wrote in the Spirit articles. And I used to read them all the time, courtesy of another mentor of mine, Tor Orange, when I was in a leadership program. And I highlighted this particular one. And it said, now is where the power is. The future will be. We cannot rush or delay it, but we create it by how we live and experience each moment. Now is where the power is. So June 16th, 1995 to June 16th, 2015 has been a journey, and you're going to get to read about it in a few short weeks. But before all of that transpires, I wanted to make sure I put my stake in the ground today and celebrate 2 decades of learning, growing, staying focused on delivering my gift to the world and allowing God to help me be obedient to His will for my life so that I could change the world one person at a time. So bye-bye, sunshine. I hope this inspired you to go and start something, do something, just start moving. Kick the heels off and just start running, because now it's time for you to live your dreams. God bless you all. Thank you for tuning in. And please connect with us so you can stay posted on what we're doing next. Bye-bye.
What greater service, what greater good, what are you going to bring to the marketplace to make life better?
Stacey NC Grant out of New York.
Who gets to sit in your front row? Who's talking to you about strategy? Who is asking you what it is that you're developing? Who is talking to you about being the best you can be so you can attract even the romantic relationship that you're looking for? I want to be a part of it. I want to serve with somebody else. I'm not here because Stacey's fabulous, because I'm here to serve and use what I've been given to make a difference on this planet.
It's an amazing day today. Stacey rocked the mic. Yes, in the ring. In the ring.
Thank you.
The work that you do is important. What you do is needed.
Your voice, your story will heal and change lives.
What has been decreed for you, no one and nobody can stop it. Courage and will, perseverance and skill, these are the 4 leaves of Lux Clover.
And meeting someone like her to inspire me.
She's an awesome lady. I admire her intellect.
I'm speechless. I'm so glad I came.
Thank you so much.
And it's not over until you win. Who here is with me?
Amen.
All right.
There are no duplicates. Don't run around trying to be somebody else's carbon copy. Be your original dynamic self.
So what do you have? What are you working on? Standard. When we say raise to a new standard. So removing the individuals in your life and upgrading your relationship is step number 1.
Stacey NC Grant is thebomb.com.
Stacey NC Grant, empowerment specialist, the hostess with the mostest. Check out my girl and check her out now.
Action. One more time, I don't believe you. This is Stacey NC Grant, everybody. It's been a pleasure. Take action on your life. It's